The final race then for the Formula Fords at Brands Hatch this weekend, and it's Luke Williams on pole position for this grid based on driver's third best time, with Eric Lichtenstein alongside him. Remember, they've now had a win each. Behind them, you've got Andy Bury, a man who is now twice a winner this season, and Jake Cook alongside. Lights go red. When the lights go out, the race will be underway now, and a good start made by Luke Williams then from pole position. Can Andy Bury split the Jamin Racing McGulls on the run up towards paddock? No, he can't, but it is going to be Williams that leads from Lichtenstein as they turn their way through paddock on board with Andy Bury. Jake Cook ahead of him. Druids, lap one, the leaders almost overlapped. There's a smoke, there's a spin, it's Williams who's gone off. I think there may have been contact there. Eric Lichtenstein, by the look of it, tried to go to the inside, and the net result is that Luke Williams gets tagged into a spin, and there's more drama ahead of him. Look, two more cars have come to grief. I think one of them is Jason Down. There's another one that's embroiled with him. So, on board, this is Luke Williams' view of Druids. Lap one, locks up, bang. There may have been contact from behind from Eric Lichtenstein, but he locks up anyway. Contact spins him off into the gravel, and thankfully he's able to rejoin, although his tyres will be in a pretty ropey state. Then there's a separate collision further up the road. This is Lichtenstein's view. Williams to the left. I think, to be fair, Williams had locked up even before there was contact, so Lichtenstein kind of inevitably got involved in that. He leads Jake Cook second and Andy Bury third then as the cars drop downhill towards Graham Hill Bend. On board with Bury now. Is there a gap on the inside as they turn their way through the corner? There is, but Cook slides wide, and Bury slides and hits it, rides up over the car of Jake Cook, crash lands back onto earth. Melroy Heemskerk nips up the inside and goes past all of them, and Andy Bury is going to be way back in the field. Here's the replay. Jake Cook drifts wide, but Andy Bury just slides into him. Look at that. Bounces over the wheels, bounces over the bodywork. I've said already in this show that the cars are strong. Well, it's the same again, because that was a big whack for Jake Cook and a big old heavy landing for Andy Bury, but it's like there's oil on the road. He just skated into the side of him. You saw Cook slide wide, and then Bury slid as well, straight into his rival. Well, can he hang on in the race? Andy Bury's damage doesn't look, actually, to be that serious. The car ran 8th, he's working his way back up the order, and now Andy Bury is on the tail of Melroy Heemskerk. But I just wonder, there's no rain in here, whether the circuit might be a bit slippery with oil or lubricant or something from somebody's car, because quite a few of them are sliding around, and the lap time's a little bit down on what we've had earlier on in the weekend as well. So Bury versus Heemskerk. Behind is Cameron Corcoran, look, as they come up towards Druids. Andy Bury, who wants as many wins as he can get, but he's also thinking about the championship, and poor old Jake Cook is in the pit lane, not by the look of it with car damage, that looked mechanical. Engine cover off, and the engineer's peering into the car as though he might have a misfire, for example. Perhaps that's what slowed him at Graham Hill Bend. Either way, Jake Cook not having a happy race, and Luke Williams recovering well after his spin. As there, look, Fred Martin-Dye goes to the inside. There's a little brush with Ryan Cullen, with whom he fell out in race 2. And look at the recovering Luke Williams here, charging on as he works his way now up out of Clark Curve. They arrive at paddock much, much faster, of course, with these turbocharged engines in the cars these days. And these first races we've had for EcoBoost Formula Ford around the Indy circuit have been very good indeed. And this one is also building up nicely as Williams challenges on the outside. They're diving up now into Druids. Scrabbles around the corner. He's looking for a way past Julio Moreno, in fact, in the JTR car. He in turn wants to get past Fred Martin-Dye, the rather Ford corporate blue and white livery of the Enigma Motorsport entry. Williams pulls out of the slipstream, tucks back in again. Couldn't find a way through at Surtees, so here they come. You've got Ryan Cullen ahead of Martin-Dye, ahead then of Moreno, and Luke Williams on the back of this gaggle of cars as they work their way up towards the line. Ahead of them, Cameron Corcoran goes through. Ryan Cullen powering his way up past the pits. Pit lane, you just caught a glimpse of Jason Down, whose Get'em Racing run the car retired hurt after its contretemps on the first lap. Williams then, out of paddock, runs wide. Paddock was his undoing in race 1 on Friday evening, and he ran over the curb and the car got away from him. Here, on a dry road, he's going well, although it is still a bit slippery in places. Andy Bury about to gain ground, look on the inside, working his way through traffic. It's a lap there on the car of Alex Gravel, one of the Duratec engine cars. Now, how far up the order can Andy Bury get after dropping way down to 8th place after that contact earlier on? Coming up now through Clark Curve, heading towards the timing line once again. Nose to tail behind, that's Melroy Heemskerk, and right with him is Cameron Corcoran, who tries to find a way past Heemskerk. Heemskerk's car lost power in the middle race. He always goes well around here. He's been victorious here in Formula Palmer Audi in the past. He really came to prominence when he was very rapid at the Formula Ford Festival going back a few seasons. Now down towards Graham Hill Bend, as we have a replay of earlier fun and games. This is paddock, and a sideways Ryan Cullen look, just leaving the door wide open, getting all sideways and drifting off backwards into the gravel. End of the race for Ryan Cullen. You're riding with Luke Williams now on the back of Julio Moreno. Is he going to be able to make a move? Not on the inside. Well, he can possibly, because in fact at the last moment Moreno goes to the outside and Martin Dye left the door wide open for him. That place rather gifted to Luke Williams. Julio Moreno so busy concentrating on gaining a place, he forgot about the man behind and left the door wide open. Thanks as Luke Williams nips up the inside and relieves Julio Moreno, the Ecuadorian, of a place. Yellow flags at paddock. We've got the snatch vehicle out, recovering Ryan Cullen's car as Eric Lichtenstein leads the way. Jake Cook behind him is back in the race but going slowly, and Antti Burri heads to a yellow flag zone, trying to get past that slower car just in the nick of time. Heemskerk through, keeping Corcoran at bay. These two battling for third place. Now Melroy Heemskerk, a guest driver for the weekend, in other words he doesn't score points, so although Kevin Corcoran would like to get past him, it doesn't really affect him points wise for the championship if he does or doesn't. What it might do is release him and allow him to get nearer to Antti Burri and then challenge for another place, maybe, but if things stay as they are, Corcoran fourth on the road will get the points for third. He's along Cooper Straight now, looking to the inside of Heemskerk. Antti Burri in the meantime, remember, second, having dropped down to eighth after that clash with Jake Cook when the two cars slithered into each other. Melroy Heemskerk, meantime, driving for the very experienced Dutch Kevo racing team, comes up over the line. Behind him is Kevin Corcoran, and the pair of them, nose to tail. Corcoran pulls out of the draft, has a look to the outside, can't do it. And ahead of them, the American driver Charles Antti, who is about to go a lap down from them as well. Good battle here still. Fred Martin Dye in the blue and white car, keeping at bay Luke Williams. But Williams recovering after his lap one spin, spun out of the lead, remember, goes to the inside of Druids. Is there room? Just, is there a place to be gained? Yes, there is. That gives him fifth, and that's going to be fourth on points, of course, when you ignore Heemskerk in terms of scoring points post-race. The guest class don't score points. Luke Williams registered for the championship, very definitely will score. Now, can he gain another place? Wants this car ahead of him to get out of the way. It's one of the Duratec cars, might well be the Australian driver, Ollie Ray. It is. Ray pulls to one side, lets him go. Luke Williams well fired up, and look at a sideways Fred Martin Dye, the former kart racer, in his first year of car racing. He's charging on behind as they come up now over the timing line. So Heemskerk it is who leads the way. He's keeping that third place to himself as they come out of Paddock Hill Bend, but right with him is Corcoran. It's an 18-minute race this, and the clock ticking away. How many more laps can they squeeze in before the end? Out of Druids, Martin Dye has just lapped Ollie Ray as well. Kevin Corcoran limbers up to have a go at a sideways Heemskerk, and he's gone through. There's going to be one more lap, I reckon, they can squeeze in at the end of this, and Kevin Corcoran goes through, picks up third place, and it was a mistake forced out of Heemskerk. The Dutchman got sideways, he left the door open, and Kevin Corcoran comes through up the inside, takes over third place, and as they come now towards Paddock Hill Bend for the last time, can Melroy Heemskerk fight back? Equally, can Antti Burri get onto the tail for the race lead and challenge Eric Lichtenstein? It's starting to look as though the answer is no, however, for that. Here is for third place, Corcoran just ahead of Heemskerk. Down they come towards Graham Hill Bend, but Eric Lichtenstein is on target for a race win. Out of Clark Curve. The Argentine wasn't a winner in a Formula Ford car until this weekend. Now he's a double winner. He won on Friday, he wins on Sunday. Eric Lichtenstein, 2 out of 3 at Brands Hatch. Great weekend for the Argentine. Antti Burri finishes in second place. Great recovery after his dramas on the opening lap of the race. And who's going to be third? Kevin Corcoran is still just ahead of Heemskerk as they come across the line. Luke Williams is going to be fifth, and a lap back, Fabian Welter already home to win the Duratec class. Another cracking race here at Brands Hatch this weekend. Eric Lichtenstein wins for the second time.
The car was handling amazing. So yeah, we keep pushing till the end, and then we have a very, very big gap, so it's just maintaining that gap and driving at the end of the race.
Yeah, lucky to be here. We had a bit of moment on the first lap. When we were going to the Graham Hill, it was covered of oil, and you know, first Jake hit it, then I hit it, then I hit Jake. That was it, and I dropped it back, but managed to cover, and yeah, in the podium, so good.
With the oil at Graham Hill Bend at the start, I locked up and just slid into the back of Jake Cook a little bit, so it bent the steering, and I had quite a lot of understeer from then on, and Melroy was doing a good job defending. So I just picked my moment, and then he left a bit of a gap into clearways and capitalised on it.
So 6 races down, Andy Burry leads the championship, 22 points clear of Jake Cook, with Fred Martin Dye yet to win, but consistent on points. He's their third ahead of Julio Moreno. Eric Lichtenstein's 2 wins help him to 5th. Luke Williams now runs in 6th. And let's hear from the Duratec class winner in race 3, Fabian Welcome.
That's a pretty good race weekend for the team. We finished first, second, first, so we're working very hard to have these results, and